Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for Supergirl. And with this episode, we get to see the introduction of Bizzaro Girl, who is, I would say, another version of Supergirl. So the person who makes Bizzaro Girl is Maxwell Lord, and we find out, or at least Kara finds out, that Maxwell Lord knows everything about Kara and Alex and knows that they're sisters. So Kara gets a little upset about this and tells Alex we can't play around with Maxwell Lord anymore. We really need to capture him because he knows about us. He could tell the world that I'm Supergirl. So let's deal with this. So the two enemies we're really dealing with in this episode obviously is Bizzaro Girl, seeing someone who's the complete mirror of Supergirl and kind of the opposite of Supergirl in power aspects, and then Maxwell Lord, the person who created Bizzaro Girl and has been a big villain in this season. So that's kind of what's going on. Also, there's a bit of a romance in this episode. I feel like I say that with every episode. You have Jimmy, or James, who believes that he likes Kara, but doesn't really know what to do about it. Wynn, who's okay with James liking Kara, and it seems like he'd rather James be with Kara than Adam. And then Adam, who's just this really sweet guy who wants a relationship with Kara, or at least to start a relationship, and things kind of get in the way. And that's what's going on. And then our cliffhanger of the episode is that we have a big plant in Supergirl's apartment that in the next episode is going to bring a classic Superman story into Supergirl's world, where in her mind she's going to feel like she's been on Krypton this whole time. So we'll see how she gets out of that in the next episode. But what do I think of this episode? I had a lot of fun with this. You know, one thing I love about Supergirl, and I guess also Flash in a way, is that both of them are really not afraid to be comic book television shows. And I think especially Supergirl, every episode just feels so comic booky and in the best way possible, and brings out a lot of fun elements from comics. And I think this episode really does that also, especially with Bizzaro Girl being the main villain for this episode. Another compliment I always have with Supergirl, and I guess comparing it to Arrow and Flash, is I think Supergirl does its one-shot villains really well, and brings depth to one-shot villains, where yes, they're only shown in this one episode for now. They might come back, but for this episode, it's the villain of the week, and they really do a good job of feeling for the villain and caring for what the villain's doing. And you really see that with Bizzaro Girl, and I like what they did with the character, that yes, you couldn't do the backwards language and you know, her saying the complete opposite all the time. I think that would have gotten a little confusing for a general audience, and I guess I understand why they went that route, but really everything else I really liked what they did with Bizzaro, especially the relationship between Bizzaro and Supergirl. That's something I enjoyed in the comics, and that Supergirl really feels bad for Bizzaro Girl, and how she's been treated, and not really treating her as the enemy, where Alex kind of is treating her as the enemy. So I really like how Kara, you know, saw Bizzaro Girl. So that's an aspect I really enjoyed that they took from the comics to this episode. So overall, I thought they did Bizzaro Girl really well, and also the makeup was really well done, because at first Melissa played her, which was really fun to see Melissa play two characters, and then you had another person play her with the makeup, which I really thought was well done, how they did that kind of trade-off. Another thing I really enjoyed with Bizzaro Girl and Supergirl was the civvies fight. I'm a sucker for a good civvies fight, and we get to see Kara actually fight Bizzaro Girl, not just Supergirl. So that was a lot of fun to see. Hopefully we get to see that more in Supergirl. We see it every once in a while. We see an Arrow, I feel a little bit more, but it really would be fun to see more civvy fights. Some of the fighting I thought was a little off choreography-wise. I think that's something they could be working on the show, which I think they have totally improved from the pilot with that, but some of the flying scenes could have been a little bit better. But overall, really good, I would say, special effects that they did, and cool power sets they used in this episode. So that was definitely fun. Also, another interesting aspect I liked about this episode was them capturing Maxwell Lord. I don't really know how long that's gonna stand for. Are people gonna notice, hey, where's Maxwell Lord? gonna like make a big article or you know, news thing about it. It's like, hey, where's Maxwell Lord? Let's find out. Another thing I also want to add to something I really enjoyed was Cat Grant. I loved kind of her one-liners and how she was being nice to Kara because she was dating Adam, so I thought that was fun. And I really liked Adam in this episode. And of course, they're gonna have great chemistry, Blake Jenner and Melissa, because I mean, they are married in real life, and it really showed on screen. And honestly, I kind of wanted the Adam and Kara thing to stay around for a while. I feel like they keep jumping on different romances. They're like, no, James likes her, no, Wynn likes her, no, Adam likes her, no, everyone likes her. So of course that is actually a negative of the episode, is how they handle the romances in this show. I kind of wish they would just pick somebody already, and I thought Adam could have been a good choice because it wasn't James or Wynn. So yeah, didn't really like the love. What are we up to now? Square? I mean, what are we even up to? There's so many people part of this love triangle. So I liked Adam. I thought he could have been like a cool first love thing for Kara, and then show, hey, this doesn't work out. And that's the interesting thing about Supergirl, I guess, also, is because you have other shows like Arrow, where of course you think they, you know, you might end up with Black Canary, but I guess maybe Felicity also because of the show, but like especially Flash, you know, an iconic couple being Iris and Barry. So with Supergirl, she hasn't really been an iconic relationship, or, you know, a relationship that I guess is known from the mainstream. So I think it's gonna be interesting who she ends up with, but they've been playing it off a little bit too much in the past couple episodes. So pick someone. That's what I say. And I thought Blake would have been perfect. Blake, that's the actor. I think Adam would have been perfect for that. But yeah, overall, this was a really fun episode. And if you look back at one of my videos, 5 characters I really wanted to see on Supergirl, Bizzaro was one of them. So, and I think they really did justice to the character. And hopefully we can see Bizzaro Girl in another way. Now, speculations for the next episode. I'm really, really excited for it because I think it's going to be interesting to see Kara on Krypton and then her realize, wait, this is not real. And see how her friends react to that also, and how they will help her get out of this trance. And that's the fun thing about Supergirl also, is like putting her into all these different type of situations, very comic booky situations. So very excited for that episode. So that's my thoughts on the Bizzaro episode. Please let me know in the comments below what you thought. This is Comic Uno. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, description below, there's links from my comic book, Like Father Like Daughter, and don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father Like Daughter. I'll see you guys later. Bye.